Good evening. Welcome to the Board of Selectmen meeting for Monday, August 26th. Mr. Clark, if you'll take us through tonight's agenda.
After the Pledge of Allegiance, Mr. Chairman, we have open forum. We have no scheduled appointments, and then we have a whole bunch of action items.
All right, thank you. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now, if you'll just remain standing for a moment, I just wanted to send out our thoughts and prayers to the Alexander family. Margaret passed away about a week or two ago. Someone that just everyone in town knew. I mean, her years of service at the schools, the Historical Commission, the Cemetery Commission. I believe it was the Board of Selectmen back in '98 that named her the hometown historian, and she certainly knew everything and everybody in this town. I think whenever anyone moved to town, she was pretty much her own welcome wagon, and she's knocking at the door, and she'd come in with all these historical pamphlets and tell you the entire history of your home before you even unpacked your first box. Just some of it was just really a loss to the town. And also retired Sergeant Markowitz, who retired a few years ago from the East Bridgewater Police Department. So if you just join me in a moment of silence for a moment. Thank you. And seeing no one's here for open forum, we'll go right on to our action items. Mr. Clark.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the minutes of the July 26, 2019, 8:30 PM Executive Board of Selectmen's meeting.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the minutes of the July 29th, 2019, 5:30 Board of Selectmen meeting.
Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the request from Professional Bar Services for a one-day liquor license for the Center at Sachem Rock for a Kiwanis Club reception on October 5th, 2019, from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the request of Sachem Rock Farm from resident Jennifer Patragig, Wednesday, September 25th, 2019, from 5:30 to 7:30 to hold a family yoga class. The yoga class will be held by a certified children's instructor from 6 to 7, trophies to benefit the HUGS program.
Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the request from Lynn Silver of the East Bridgewater Business Association for the use of the town common on Saturday, September 14th, 2019, from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., with the rain date of September 15th, 2019, for the annual Business Expo and Family Fun Day. Time of the event will be 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Second.
All right, any further discussion? Always a great time for the families and, for the selectmen participating in the pie eating contest.
And are you involved in that this year, Mr. Chairman?
I'm not sure this year. Past years I have been.
And again, the town, most of the town departments will have tables and information available that day.
And it is a pie eating contest, not throwing, so keep
It
that in
depends
mind
on,
this year,
it depends
please.
on who's invited.
I won second place in that pie contest a few years ago.
Was that when you were a judge, too?
No. Then they said I couldn't enter anymore.
Yeah. So you paid people off.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the request of Corinne Ziegler of the Community Garden for the use of Sachem Rock on October 20th, 2019, from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. for a workday for plot holders and Friends of the Gardens to sheet mulch paths.
Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the request of Corinne Ziegler for the Community Garden for the use of Sachem Rock on Saturday, November 2nd, 2019, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., with the rain date of November 3rd, 2019, from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. for a workday for plot holders and Friends of the Gardens to sheet mulch paths.
Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the request from Diane Kennedy Walker of the Kiwanis Club for the use of Town Common on December 5th, 2019, from 5:30 PM to 8:30 PM for the lightening of the common. Time of the event will be from 6 to 8 PM.
Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the request of East Bridgewater Agricultural Commission to appoint Sharon Dunn as a permanent member to the East Bridgewater Agricultural Commission effective August 26, 2019 through June 30th, 2022.
Second.
Any further discussion? I'd just like to thank Sharon for volunteering. All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the request from the Patriotic Committee to appoint Delphina D.D. Rogers as a permanent member of the Patriotic Activities effective August 26, 2019 through June 30th, 2022.
Second.
Any further discussion?
Go Dee Dee.
Yeah, thank you for volunteering. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, that's it for action items. Anything for reminders or?
Oh, I do. The clerk's office would like to let the residents know that late fees are going to be applied to dog licenses effective September 1st. So, pay your
Get those
dog
dogs licensed.
licenses.
It's amazing the number of unregistered dogs we have at this point out there. It's almost half of the dogs that are registered last year have not been registered yet.
Get out there and register them, folks.
Keep that in mind, folks.
Late fees.
You heard it here.
Yeah. Don't complain about the late fees, you've been told. All right, anything for board discussion? We got a couple things. First thing would be the signage policy. Mostly, I think this came up from all the sign requests on the common.
On the lack of sign requests.
Or the lack of requests. But I think we do have to take a look at the town bylaws on the signs on public property. And we'll take a look at that hopefully before the next meeting and come up with some sort of policy. I think to me, the most important thing is just limiting the amount of time on the common. That seems to be one of the issues.
It would be the common and any other public.
Oh, yeah.
Public grounds.
Yeah.
We don't want to limit it there. It would be for anything.
Everywhere.
They're putting signs
Yeah.
out. And I said, we do have a town bylaw. We just have to make sure that however we go in to adjust this one or change this one, that we work with the bylaw to make sure we don't overstep our bounds on that one.
I think everything in here is fine, other than, the third, a little less than 30 days. Maybe do a 2-week, but, we'll take a look at the town bylaws and, hopefully by the next meeting, we'll be able to vote on something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, anything else on that, or any
No,
thoughts?
I like the idea of, limiting the size and the scope and, just making sure that we know what's gonna go up there so that there isn't a conflict.
Mhm.
Wouldn't wanna have somebody do a wedding on the common and have it be covered in signs or, something that would take away from an event.
Yeah.
So I think it's just putting it in place so we have the rules to follow when it comes up.
Yeah. And then the other issue we've been trying to work on is the constable. I know between Chris Kenny and Chief Allen, they've sent us, quite a bit of material. I know Rebecca's done a lot of research on it. So I think, hopefully by the next meeting, everyone has a chance to look it over and, we'll try and nail down, how we're going to move forward and what direction, whether it's, appointed through the chief, whether we remove it from the town election. When I research these constables, I mean, for the most part, there aren't issues, but some of the issues I have seen out there are pretty significant. So, I'd rather be a little proactive on our part before, we're dealing with some of the stuff that I've seen on the North Shore or up in Boston that, could happen down here just as easily.
Yeah, as I said, we have a couple of, couple of processes to go through and to approve. And again, when we look at the number of constables East Bridgewater has being elected every 3 years, it may be something that we definitely have to take a look, because I think we're one of the very few towns that does have elected constables in the area. So it's a good time to take a look at that.
Yeah.
We've been sitting on this now for 2 or 3 months.
Oh, yeah, so time to move ahead.
Let's move it along.
All right. And we'll try and get some for the next meeting and get
Yep.
that voted in.
Yep.
All right, anything else?
Nothing here, Mr. Chairman.
All right, and one thing I just want to let everyone know is, unfortunately, for me personally, I've got to return to the workforce. I know, no, believe me, no one is more upset than this than I am, nobody. But the time has come, the kids are older, so.
Are we gonna have a wake for this?
We may as well.
Before we
Can you
move
get,
on?
can you get me a discount?
I can't.
Right, so
Give
sweet
me a discount.
drinks.
I figured you guys were gonna have flowers on the table tonight for this.
You haven't shut up for your first meeting yet.
No, not yet.
Okay, afterwards we'll take
We'll
care
wait
of
to see how long it
Oh, yeah.
lasts.
it.
But-
And for the record, he still has to pass.
Yeah, so, but I will be going through training, and it is from September through January,
See you, Bill.
so, no, I mean, you know, I know, you know, the town's in good hands, and,
We'll work our own schedule.
yeah. It's no time for a revolution now, come on. You know, coup d'etat
This
right in
actually
front
might
of
be
me,
the
really,
perfect
Bruce?
time. No
I
town
wanted to be
administrator in
transparent
place.
with this.
Chairman's going AWOL, no town administrator. You were saying?
So we may be moving some of the meetings up, maybe 4 o'clock.
Nah.
I might not be able to attend some, so, you know, just to
Uh-huh.
let
You
everybody
You can't make 4
know.
o'clock, can you, Carol?
No, I had to work.
You can remote access.
Done that
So, just for a couple months, and, you know, just, you know, ask for everyone's patience, and, this is something I have to do. I have no say over the schedule. You know, in the classes I'm taking, I really can't miss any, so, you know, just let everyone know.
As what we'll do, and again, you know, we can move the hour schedule up, but if there are people that have appointments and they can't make it at, you know, 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, then we'll have our meetings at 6:30,
Yep.
and
Yeah,
we'll just put a little bag guy here.
Yeah.
Pretend you're here.
You know, and I mean, as for people with open forum, I mean, we really don't get many, but, you know, if someone has a real significant issue, you're more than welcome to get a hold of Dave or Carol and myself and meet
He's not
during
gonna
the
be
day.
available.
Yeah, if it's significant, that's why I'm saying Dave and Carol. You know, if it's something that can be easily addressed, call me. But yeah, we'll sort it out.
You know, Bill, if I was you, I'd just stop talking.
Yeah.
Maybe we can
So-
try to do like one meeting at 4 and one meeting at the regular time
Yeah.
each
Some-
month
yeah,
or
we'll
something
sort-
to
yeah.
balance
We're
it
not
out
talking
that
a
way,
lot of
'cause
meetings between now and the end of the year.
Yeah.
2 a month.
We'll be fine.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, best of luck, Bill. It's been
Thanks.
nice.
Yeah.
The vice chairman and the clerk have it under control.
So if I'm missing, you know, for a few meetings, Dave hasn't killed me, so.
I wouldn't go that route.
I'm saying nothing.
All right, motion to adjourn. I can't
Second.
handle it anymore.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good
Thank
luck to
you.
the kids
Aye.
getting back to school and the parents and the
That's right.
teachers.
Yep.
Have a fun week.
Have a great
Thanks.
first day.
Have
of
a great
school,
Labor
everybody.
Day. Some of us will return in a couple of weeks.
Those buses rolling.